What's going on, good people out there? Welcome back to another awesome JayNAS Podcast. Another 2-week stint between the last one. Bit unfortunate, but we are back and we are happy to be here. And of course, I'm joined, as always, by my good buddy Jason616. Mate, I'm glad to have you back on board.
Yeah,
what's happening, mate?
It feels ages since we've done this, but as you know, we've been running Universal Game events in the background as well, so we're doubling up the workload as well as channel stuff. So
that's right, mate.
Yes. So it might seem like we haven't done this in a while, but it's not like we've not been busy.
That's exactly it. So for people, first-time listeners, of course, Jason616, he is our local retro expert here in Perth, WA, and we have decided to start up our own little side hustle of hosting little retro gaming events to get people interactive on the old couch multiplayer gaming, the way gaming used to be. So we are in the process of bringing that all back. But of course, tonight we want to bring you the latest of PC gaming, console, retro, and Nintendo news. The latest news, and of course, Jason is going to fulfill his side of being our retro expert and giving us all the updates of what's happening in Nintendo and retro. So, of course, Jace, I am going to have a bit of a chat tonight. I've got something to talk about GTA 5, which is really cool. I haven't spoken about GTA 5 on this podcast yet, I don't think. Surprise, surprise, I've got something to cover a bit more on Cyberpunk. When will it stop? Who knows? One of the more successful games that was released on PC only last year is getting released on console, so good news to a lot of console players out there. I thought I might add something a little bit different, which I believe you got something a little bit different for us, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to do the current Steam only, so this is Steam only, the current Steam only top 20 games that are currently played at the moment. So that has the highest current player base on Steam. So, and of course, I got my 2 honourable mentions as always. And do you feel old yet? What have you got on your up your sleeve ace card in your pocket on the other side of the shoelace? I don't know what that was.
I've got shoelaces on my list of things to talk about. No, I've actually got some Mario Maker 2. A little bit to talk about on that. That is taking the world by storm.
Isn't it? That's completely nuts. People's brains are going absolutely nuts. They're making the most creative levels I've ever seen in my life. It's very intriguing. I've been watching lots of it. I'm
yet to play it, and I'm hating life. The fact I haven't played it. So that's Mario Maker 2. It's in my top things to talk about. You'll be glad to know I've got no Evercade, no handheld or mini systems to talk about. I'm going wild today. I'm really out there. I am talking about a brand new controller or gamepad coming out, which is very odd for me to talk about. It's exciting, and I'll say why later on, as well as just some honorable mentions. The thing I'm doing different as well is I'm going to play Get to Know Your Host with NasG Gameplays. I'm going to ask him several questions so you can get to know all about your host of the JayNAS Podcast, as well as my Today in Gaming as well, of course, and the wonderful jingle that is. You'll get to hear it again. I know you've missed it. Very creative jingle. Very creative.
It's a good old jingle. It's great.
Took about 7 hours to create that.
Legit?
No, it took me about 7 seconds.
I was about to say. Jesus Christ. I made a video on YouTube when I've still got the same channel I've always had, but I changed the name of my YouTube channel to what it is now. But I remember when I first started, really first started YouTubing and got my new PC that I have now, and I got it new, and I really wanted to give YouTube a go. I originally wanted to be like a funny plays montage sort of YouTuber with a lot of meme sort of stuff and bits and pieces, and I wanted to do a lot of Battlefield and GTA 5, sort of, fails and all that, the funny fails and all that sort of stuff. I sort of wanted to go down that path. Never really intended to be a Let's Play gamer because I didn't think I'd be good enough. So, but I made a really funny, not a really funny video. I thought it was a very creative video, and I made this about probably 4 years ago or something like that. The video itself that, no joke, that video, it was only a 3.5 minute long video, and that took me 10 hours to make. So because I was so fresh to editing, I was constantly going over myself, doing everything the long way, because I didn't know much about editing software, so I thought I had to do little bit by little bit. So when I look back on it, I don't know how I could have done it any other way, but if I did the same video today, I reckon I would have done it 100 times quicker.
Yeah, so it's funny how you evolve with that stuff as well. Like, for me, editing, film and editing is something I always wanted to do, even in, like, high school. I remember the very first job I had, 14 and a half years old, I saved up my money to buy a video camera. That was what my wages were going on. And I bought my very first JVC Handycam, and I used to take it to the park and piss about with my friends, driving office chairs down skate ramps, and you name it, being an idiot. And I just always loved just editing that stuff, film and edit. So I kind of self-taught myself, although did the subjects through school, and it's the only thing I excelled at was film and editing. But I've edited my whole life, and like some of the things I put together now, like some of the trailers I've done on Jason 616 Gaming, like my Halloween one where it was completely animated. And what people didn't know is I put Easter eggs in the start of games I was going to be playing. But no, I didn't announce them. So you, like, when you go back and saw the games I played and looked at the trailer, you went, sneaky bastard. I saw that. And I would get really creative with some of those ads and that. Yeah, so, you know, it made me, like, super happy that I've learned a lot through video editing and that. And I can't say much for my jingles, but my video editing skills, I'm really happy at how I progressed over time, because it's something I've done for work now. And it's something I still do for work to some degree. But yeah, I don't, because here's the thing, and I know I know other YouTubers, and we spoke about this before, other people on YouTube, their channel grows, so they need to actually get someone else to edit videos. I would find it hard to give that up.
So would I.
Because I'm so used to editing it my way that I would be like, this person isn't going to do it the way I want it. And I'd be like so anal to it. I'd be like, nah. I feel like I would be the worst guy to try and hand over the editing part of it. I don't think I could.
He's like the best editor in the world, and you're like, nah, fuck that shit.
Nah, not doing that. But like, you know, when your channel grows, you need to pump out like so many videos a week. But in saying that, at the moment, I'm streaming on Twitch 3-4 times a week, and I'm getting all them replays up on YouTube. Like, I streamed this morning. My replay of this morning's stream is already up on my channel. Yep. I mean, Jesus Christ, it sounds like I have nothing better to do. But it's a crazy thing. It's like just trying to, but you can get bombarded, because I mean, hell, when you're trying to do 4 Twitch streams and get them up on YouTube, as well as this podcast, as well as UGE, the events thing, as well as our own channels, it gets hectic. And that's not even including work outside of that, or day-to-day life. So
that's exactly it.
It's crazy well, but I enjoy it. That's the fun part for me. Some people go, we love making the videos, but we hate editing them. Like, I find the editing nice.
Yes, I'm kind of in the middle. I like making a great video, and I love editing a great video, but sometimes you don't make the best video, and you jump and edit, and you're like, oh, I kind of have to polish a turd at the moment. So you go in there, you try and do your best, you try and make it work, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But there's times when I've recorded, and I've got, God, I can't wait to edit this, and I get into editing and blah 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 blah. And yes, yeah. See, I've there's a few videos that I've edited that I've gone, I'll edit it and I'll put it in the do not use folder. I've got a do not use folder where ones that I've recorded and I go, that was shit. But there's other ones where I go, oh, that was okay. I'll keep that in the maybes. So if I ever run behind, because I film my videos in advance, I like to stay in front. Like, I've still got a ton of videos I've recorded with you that haven't made it to my channel yet. Not because they're not going to make it. It's just because I've got enough videos at the moment to last me till the end of September. So I kind of just edit them all and have them on backlog and strategically place them in wherever I can, because if I was to go on holiday, my channel can still run as per normal. If I was to get sick or, have an illness that would take me out of the game for 3 weeks, my channel could still run without me.
So I like to stay in front, but yeah, it's just I have some videos that if I was to ever fall behind, I would fall back on, even though they're not great, but they're passable. Like, I've got a video of Rise of the Robots, and I mean, I put out Pit Fighter, so that says one thing before. Rise of the Robots is right up there with it. And I want to kind of put it on just because it is so bad. And that is the point. It is so bad. And that's why it's so good. But there's those videos where I edit and go, Jesus Christ, like, this is terrible, but it's good because it's so bad. So you go, oh,
exactly what you mean.
Anyway, we're dribbling shit. We haven't even gotten to our topic and we're 10 minutes in.
It's the second longest intro in the world.
What's the first?
Yeah. So, right. Not ours. No, it's my Rocket League one. Yeah, no. No, alright. So, shall we get this thing crack-a-lacking?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Alright. So, turn those earlobes on. Your eardrums are about to bleed because you are about to get updated on all the latest in PC gaming, console, retro, and Nintendo news. Let's do it. Okay, so as I mentioned before, the first thing I want to talk about is Grand Theft Auto 5, Rockstar's gem jewel in their crown, diamond jewel crown, king crown of jewel thing. That's the diamond jewel crown in their crown. Yes, it's the new release of the casino. It's been out for about 24 hours. So basically, the news is not only big congratulations to Rockstar on releasing the longly awaited casino, which pretty much within weeks of Grand Theft Auto Online coming out, well, Grand Theft Auto coming out, people were saying, oh, they're going to release a casino update, you're going to be able to gamble this and do that, and because of the horse race track, people are like, you're going to be able to do horse race gambling and all that sort of stuff, and it's semi-true. Basically, this article is about that I'm about to read out is basically that the GTA Online's new casino update is inaccessible to more than 50 countries, so local gambling laws are preventing many international players from hitting the slots. So Grand Theft Auto's online Diamond Casino update finally went live yesterday, but players of various countries are discovering that the update isn't available to them due to local gambling laws. Because the casino lets you spend real money to buy in-game cash to spend at the casino, Rockstar Games has presumably restricted these features to countries where online gambling is less restricted, and this is true. So, because I knew I was going to talk about this tonight, and I was curious, of course, naturally, and I jumped on GTA 5 early. I was there for a good couple of hours, and I couldn't wait to check it out, and as legit as it sounds, it is. You jump to casino, you have the chance of becoming an entrepreneur, you can buy a penthouse where you have your own gambling table inside the penthouse, you get all these luxury cars. You could go in there once a day, you can spin a massive roulette wheel, and you can win instant prizes. You can win a brand new car, 10,000 cash, 20,000 cash. You can win new clothing. You can only spin this wheel once a day, and you can't pay money to spin this wheel again. You have slot machines. All the slot machines are basically the same thing. They just have different themes, and it's just like a 3-tier slot machine where you spend 500 chips, which is basically $1 a chip. When you first enter, you get $5,000 worth of chips or something. Something like that.
Is that for your in-game GTA money though?
That's it. So you convert your in-game GTA money into chips, and you use the chips just like a normal casino to gamble. But the thing is, in-game currency, of course, you can grind the game to get in-game currency back, or you can buy a shark card. So, of course, you buy a shark card and then spend it all at the casino, hoping to win all your money back. Then you end up losing all your money again. So what do? You go buy another in-game shark card, don't you? So you're promoting.
That is very risky from Rockstar.
Yes,
I will
extremely.
Say.
Hence why it's banned in 50 countries. So you literally is online gambling. I mean, the only thing is that technically, which I haven't experienced yet because the casino wasn't that busy at the time I was playing it. There are other players at the table which you can beat. So essentially, you are playing against them, and you can beat them. So you're sort of. Exactly. So you're winning money off of other people that are inside the game playing live multiplayer. So yeah, I mean, and having that game within inside the game, that's GTA 5, mate. In general, you play free mode, and it's such a massive, overwhelming game. You can do just about anything in it, and then there's racing, and then there's shooters, and then there's team death matches, and then you've got you can play golf, you can play tennis, you can gamble now, and all that sort of stuff. So Continuing with the article, quote, I launched the game and headed straight for the new building. I wanted to buy myself some chips for the games, wrote one editor, but after trying to complete the transaction, they received an editor saying the account wasn't allowed to complete the purchase. After contacting support, I received a quick reply that because of my region, I cannot enjoy the gambling-related content. So these people can actually go into the casino, they can buy the penthouse, but they can't gamble. So
are they not even allowed to gamble with their GDA money?
No, they're not allowed to gamble at all. So to buy the chips, your in GDA money is what you use to buy the chips. And like I said, you can grind till the cows come home and races and missions and all that sort of stuff to build your in-game currency. But what Rockstar would prefer to do is ban you from gambling instead of taking away the shark card from your region. So, because like I said, if you had $100,000 in your in-game currency, you turned that into $100,000 chips, you blew that all within a couple of hours real time at the casino, and you go, well, I want to go there and try and win all my money back. So you spend $100 real money, real life money on a shark card to get $500,000 back, and then you go and spend $500,000 on chips, and then you lose that all again within a few hours.
Yeah.
You've literally just given Rockstar $100 for nothing, and that's what's creating the gambling addiction.
Now, so that's really sneaky from Rockstar. It's a way of making themselves a truckload of money.
Exactly. I mean, the funny thing is, Rockstar has been doing it for years.
Yeah, I know. Well, they have been. But we'll pay for it because GTA is so good. The only other thing is what they should have done is they should have just made it no real game currency and just used your GTA dollars. Because if you're just gambling away all the money you've made from doing your own events and that, like, fair play. Because that's what you've earned. But that's what they could have just done that and kept everyone to be able to actually experience it.
I know exactly what you're saying, and that's my theory. What I just mentioned like 5 seconds ago, dude, is that Rockstar would rather ban people from using the casino because that would have a much less revenue repercussion compared to banning the shark card. So the shark card is how you use real money to buy in-game currency.
They'll rather take the real game money rather than in-game currency.
Exactly, because you think about it, that the casino is literally only like 5% of the actual game. So you need to use your in-game currency to buy new cars, to buy clothing, to buy penthouses, to buy this, to buy that.
So us here in Australia, we're screwed and we can't experience it.
What?
So we can't access that because of our currency, our region, do you say? We can't experience the gambling.
Oh, no, we can. We're one of the countries that can gamble.
Oh, well, they're going to make it...
There's just... Yeah, no,
it's funny, though, because there's all those people that can't experience it, and Rockstar are like, we don't care about you guys, because these guys can make us money.
Well, that's the thing. So they've decided to ban people from gambling instead of banning them from buying shark cards. So because they would want them to still buy money from Rockstar for the in-game, so when a new car comes out, they can still buy a new car with their in-game currency, and if they don't have enough in-game currency, they'll buy a shark card to buy the car, or to buy the penthouse, or to get more money for the business, or whatever like that. So instead of banning... Yeah, exactly. So instead of banning that country for buying a shark card, they are just banning them from gambling. So, which is much less revenue repercussion compared to banning them completely from a shark card. Because, like I said, if I was a Rockstar, if I was part of the Rockstar and I was looking at making money, I wouldn't stop them from buying my shark cards from me at all. Because especially if they brought a lot of shark cards from me in the past, if that region has brought so many shark cards from me, if I thought to myself, should I ban them from gambling or should I ban them from buying shark cards so they can still gamble? Well, I think I'd rather them still buy shark cards from me and just not let them gamble. So
yeah, to be fair, yeah.
Because there's no way to police it, there's no way to cut it, there's no way to do anything. So because if but or what, there's no special income, there's no special currency where they can only gamble with, and what's to stop them from trying to buy real money, to use real money to buy in-game currency to go and use the casino again, so they've just banned it from the casino. So that, my friend, is just a little bit of a hiccup in the Rockstar's voice box, but they seem to find that that's the best thing to do. A lot of countries are disappointed about it, but it is what it is. Is it a good? What are your thoughts out there? Is it a good thing that they, the countries were standing by its gambling laws, or are you glad that your country is not abjured by the gambling laws because you might find gambling in game is completely unrelative to real life gambling? I do find online gambling into games like this completely unrelative to real life gambling. However, I can see how if someone did have a gambling addiction, they could get addicted to the in-game gambling. However, the reason why people spend 5-6 hours a day gaming is because they're not gamblers. They don't have a gambling addiction. They don't exactly have an alcohol addiction. They play games to get away from these addictions or something like that. I mean, we have a gaming addiction, and I can tell you now, our gaming addiction won't let us become gambling addicted. We'd rather play the game. We'll get sick of real gamers will get sick of the casino within a couple of hours, and they'd want to go out and race, or they want to go out and shoot someone, or they'd want to go play Rocket League or something like that.
GTA 5 has so much to offer than just sitting in a casino and gambling your money away.
Exactly. There's going to be almost no merit to just gambling all day non-stop just to get a lot of money, because they've done it really smart as well to their favour. It's really hard to get a lot of money really quick. You have to be really lucky to get a lot of money really quick. So and what I forgot to mention is that, again, I played it today. I had a look around, really, really nice in there and all that sort of stuff. You can spin this wheel, which is great. You can only spin it once a day. There's a three card poker game, which I thought was a bit weird because I'm not used to playing either 5-card stud or Texas Hold'em, so that was quite new to me. Blackjack. There's a roulette table, and there's a virtual horse race. So I thought the real racetrack outside was involved, and I thought even if you're not in the casino, you could watch horse races live, but obviously not. But it's like a virtual horse race, so you can, and I can see why, because if you saw it, you can keep playing. There's a main horse race where it's kind of like a multiplayer one, and there's a single player one where you just bet on a horse and it just runs. And the bigger one runs every 5 minutes. In between that, you do a lot of little ones, and you bet on the big one, and you can win thousands of money back if you. And the
horse track on the outside is just to make it look pretty. Really, I think.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So you can win a lot of money, but you can lose a lot of money as well. So,
I love going to that racetrack and getting a bunch of go-karts and racing around there like Mario Kart.
Yeah, man. Yes, for sure. But, mate, that is my first topic of the night.
Cool. All right, and so I'm going to start off with my main one, and that's Mario Maker 2. Dude, it is the perfect game for the age we are in currently for YouTube and Twitch. It just is. Everyone's raving about it, and unless you've been hiding for this term inside a warp pipe, good old Mario pun there, you probably noticed that Super Mario Maker 2 is literally taking over the internet. Every day there's a handful of new videos or screenshots, just whatever, of platforming shenanigans of Mario Maker 2, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. People are creating complete masterpiece stages inside of this game. Like, remember the Hammer Brothers, how they're all throwing hammers and stuff?
Yeah, man.
Like, there's a video up there where there's about 50 of them behind the flag throwing hammers, and you've got to try and jump through the tiniest little window to get there. And you know what I mean? Like, that video there that is literally like 30 seconds has like 1.6 million views just from someone doing that part. Or the ultimate fails as well of people just being completely screwed out of these insanely hard stages. It is insane. I mean, all YouTubers, small, medium and large, are getting all over this, and people are even making stages for the bigger named YouTubers to do it. It is literally taking over the online world, is Super Mario Maker 2, and it's so damn good as well. It's the best selling game of June. It had to be. Like, Nintendo, we keep talking about how Nintendo are doing a lot of things right, I mean, the first Mario Maker came out on the Wii U. People don't really look at the Wii U as one of the greatest consoles Nintendo's ever come out with. But, fair play. But this one is crazy. It's just allowing people to do so much. There's courses for challenges, just for amusement. Straight up trolling. There's courses just for trolling.
Yeah,
and more importantly, it actually has a campaign mode as well, which is even crazier. what can you say? It's literally you got to get your hands on Mario Maker 2. It's just social media dominance at the moment. It is social media dominance. You know what would be really, and this would be a game I would really love to collab with someone on, and literally just try and screw them, for entertainment's sake, and just to make their lives a living hell and recreating some of this stuff. But my God, yeah, it is a social media takeover at the moment, and I think you'll see this game sitting up in the charts for a very, very long time. And what they said is this game is going to get updates. So it's going to keep getting updated and adding more content in, as well as DLCs in the future and whatnot. So if you thought you've had enough already, there is so much. Since release, you can make 32 stages. They've already upped that to 64 already, and the game's been out just over a month. And they've already done an update to it and let you create twice as much. So this thing's going to keep changing, I don't know. It's just a universal game. All Mario games are universal, to be fair. And I think there's not really a game out there at the moment that's going to kill that momentum for at least another couple of months. Will the phase die out? They always say phases die out. However, I think the Mario phase will always be there. Mario will always be propping up on social media and people playing Mario games. Hell, I'm even playing Super Mario 64 on Twitch now, going for a 120 star run, and that was released 20 years ago, and I'm still streaming Mario on the old stuff. It's just class, But Super Mario Maker 2 is breaking new ground, really, and it's a trendsetter for Nintendo. It is, and I'm excited to get my hands on it. Hopefully in the next month or two. I'm turning 30 soon. Please buy me this. If anyone's listening, just buy me this. But yeah,
your mail next week.
I wish. I'm glad one of those 5 people listening actually treated me to it. That's right. We've gone up from 1 to 2 now to 5. We're making it, man. We're making it. Honestly, Super Mario Maker 2, it is taking over the world, and it is a game to watch. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Nothing like creating your own Mario stages.
Oh mate, I wouldn't have the patience to create one. I just don't have that.
Just playing other people's. You can go on there. Absolutely. You can go on there and say, "Here's a map from Markiplier," and play Markiplier's one that he's created. I mean, that's just cool in itself, isn't it? Just playing people like that, Jesus.
It is, mate. It is. I just, I've seen a lot of, excuse me.
Jesus. Whoa.
I've seen a lot of unique levels, uniquely made levels. I've seen one where it's called Create Your Own Boss, and you go through doors and Mario bashes a box down, and you sort of choose between this or that, and it goes down a conveyor belt, and that's part of your boss that you take on at the end. And you go to another bit and you smash something else and blah blah blah. That was really cool. That was great. I've seen a couple of the Kaizo ones. They're insane. A lot of those Kaizo ones, it's like, how the hell do you do that? So you die 1,000 times first, and then you'll be able to make the stage. So, it's cool. It's got a little Koopa car that you drive around in, and like the little challenges that you got to finish it in the car and all this sort of stuff people add to, which is really cool. So, yeah, man, it's a great game. It really is.
So, alright, I'll move on to your topic.
Right. Cool. Alrighty. So, Cyberpunk. We are back with a little bit more Cyberpunk. So, good news is basically CD Projekt Red have decided to come out and say every Cyberpunk 2077 player gets the exact same game exactly the same in-game content. So basically everyone will access everything from day one. So Cyberpunk 2077 comes out in a few different flavours, including a collector's edition and pre-order edition, both containing lots of extras. None of them, however, give you anything you can use when you start wandering around Night City when asked about it on Twitter. CD Projekt Red explains that in-game bonuses were specifically committed. No, we don't do that. The Cyberpunk 27 Twitter account said every person that buys the game gets exactly the same in-game content, no matter if they buy it in pre-orders, on release date, or 2 years later. So basically that's a hallelujah from a lot of gamers. Basically, CD Projekt Red are what Bethesda were 10 years ago, and people like, now they're telling people like Bethesda and EA that whoever buys our game, whenever they buy it, no one's going to get special treatment. Everyone's getting treated the same. No one's going to get extra something that no one else can have, just because they spent an extra couple of bucks or they brought it 2 weeks earlier. Everyone's going to get it treated exactly the fucking same. So, which is really, really awesome. I'm glad to hear something like that. I'm glad to hear CD Projekt Red come out with something like that. None of this, we're going exclusive to Epic, or none of this crap this and none of this crap that. It's just Cyberpunk is the gamer's game. It's the gamer's game development company. So and they're big enough to sort of throw their weight around, and for other big gaming developers like EA and Bethesda to listen to them and make them look like a couple of idiots. So that was really good. That was really good when I saw this, because I will be getting Cyberpunk from day one. I don't know if I'll be getting like an early release or anything like that. But basically, yeah. I'll be definitely getting it from day one. I'll be playing it non-stop. I'll probably end up scrubbing out. I'll be binging. I play a shitload of games now, but I'll be binging a lot of games that I want done before I play Cyberpunk, because literally the only 2 games I'll be playing would be Cyberpunk and Rocket League. So, and even Rocket League will probably have a week off from Rocket League just to play Cyberpunk. So, because I can't wait to play that. Yeah, man, that's definitely a lot of excitement, knowing that what I'm getting is no different to anyone else. Which is really good. Everyone's going to have their own unique experiences, but the fact that when you hear someone having a unique experience, you can still have that experience yourself, because you have the same game as them. It's great news. So that's a really good thing to hear from CD Projekt Red. But yeah, mate, that is point 2 from me. Cool. What else do you got for me, buddy?
All right, cool. So I said we're going to announce a controller. Have you heard of 8-Bit Do? They are a prolific third-party controller creator, and they've come up with their new model, the SN30 Pro Plus. So it's a far cry from old controllers that we used to make our friends play with. It's literally a number of classic light controllers over the years, kind of put into one. Which is really damn awesome. So the cool thing about this is it's designed to look like the front of a SNES controller, but it also has 2 analog sticks which are positioned like your PlayStation controller as well. So so it's like a classic hard plastic D-pad that also sits on the controller's left face. Where people have said they missed the D-pad since the Switch came out for Nintendo, as well as the Y, X, B, and A buttons as well with your back triggers. So it's got everything. It looks like a classic Super Nintendo controller mixed with a PlayStation controller, literally. It's funny because what makes this controller more advanced is the fact that the software lets players customize everything about the feel of their own controller. You can input your own macros. You can execute on a single button press. It's crazy. It works with Steam, Android, Mac, Windows, Raspberry Pi. More importantly, it's also compatible with all Nintendo Switch and Switch Lites. They said Switch Lite wouldn't actually have a controller. Well, it does, which is cool because with Mario Maker 2, which we just spoke about, it brings the D-pad back. So for those people that want to play the old school Mario on the D-pad like we used to on the NES and the SNES, you can. It looks to be a perfect remedy for such problems as people are having with D-pads on the Switch. But it's designed to play modern and classic games without sacrificing one or the other. It allows you to do both, and it's compatible with mainly all consoles. The only thing it doesn't say here is Xbox. So it's compatible with everything. So be on the lookout for the SN30 Pro Plus. It comes out, where is it? August 7. So right around the corner. And it looks like a pretty neato control. I might even get my hands on it. Look like they're retailing for $39 Australian too. So not that expensive for a controller that you can play on all. So if there's any retro games we want to play on Steam, wow, we've got a controller for it. So no, it looks damn cool. It looks damn cool. So be on the lookout for that. Something a bit different, but great. You know, great to have a controller that's compatible across every single platform.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I remember a question being asked on, I think it was some Facebook gamers page or something like that, and someone asked, what are your opinions of what the future of gaming controllers would look like, and all this sort of stuff, you know, because people, each generation of console comes out, the controllers get upgraded as well to suit the technology of the platform or the console. And I remember saying on there, and I think it would happen. I mean, it'd be crazy. I think it's almost crazy not to. But imagine the PS5, because there's a controller out there where, you know, on the Xbox controller, the analog stick is on the top left and the D-pad's below it.
Yeah, it's weird as hell.
And the PlayStation D-pad is top left, and the analog stick is in the middle, down the bottom. Right? So, of course, to Xbox players, the PS4 controller's weird. To PS4 players, Xbox controller's weird. Blah, 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 blah. There is a game controller out there where you can actually switch the position of the left analog stick and the left D-pad. You can actually switch that around and all that kind of stuff. So, and I thought to myself, it would almost be crazy not to, for Xbox or PlayStation to not release their controllers as default, where you could switch not just the left analog stick and the left D-pad around to suit either Xbox or PlayStation handling, but you could also switch the right analog stick and the right button positions on the as well, and fully customize it. And like even like on the Razer U's, you could flick a switch where the left and right triggers don't go full analog; they become like a touch button. So which is a lot better for rapid fire. For like first-person shooters. So, for example, you could. I remember playing Apex, and I remember there was a gun on there, and it was single-fire weapon, and you could fucking just spam your left mouse button, and you could fire 10 bullets in half a second, where a personal controller couldn't do that because they're pressing an analog stick. So, and if they did it too quick, the right trigger's analog, and if they did it too quick, the analog wouldn't register. So, and I remember Jack Frag saying about that PC. This is one of the advantages of a PC player. They can go around with a single fire gun and just spam press their fucking left mouse button, and they can turn it into a machine gun because it's so easy just to spam your left click. But you can't do that on a right trigger. But then again, someone's probably going to go fucking, I'm up for the challenge. Yeah, I'll prove you wrong. So. Fucking challenge accepted sort of thing. So so you could do that with the Razer U. You could flick a button and it turns your right and left triggers not to full analog, so you don't press it all the way down. It's literally just a tap. So, and things like that. And there's again, Razer U has extra buttons behind the controller, so like rear bumpers, all that sort of stuff. I have that for my PlayStation 4 controller. I have a mod pack, so I've got these extra buttons on my mod pack. It wouldn't surprise me if something like this becomes default in the future with PlayStation, Xbox controllers. They're able to move the analog sticks around. They come with extra buttons, and you can have them on or take them off. That's their direct competitive with, you know, the Razer U's and that, because these controls are actually starting to pick up speed. And PlayStation, Xbox, they're going to want to compete with that. They really would have to.
Well, I mean, look at if you get this Pro Plus, right, and this controller is compatible across all systems. Now, could you imagine how cool that would be? You know how we were talking about, was that a game that was saying if you played PC or played on your PS4 or Xbox One or whatever it was, that you were all still on, you were able to play people across platform? Could you imagine playing people across platform but all having that one same controller, even though you're on different systems? That would be cool.
Yeah.
Everyone has the fair shot, and even though you're on multiple systems, you still got the same controller. It's an interesting thought.
Yeah, man. It is, buddy. It is. It is for sure.
Anyway, look out for that controller. But you're right, like being able to change and customize your controllers to your feel, great idea. And
yeah, man.
Plus, the Pro Plus looks like they're doing that, and good on them. Everyone works differently. Everyone finds something comfortable. So, being able to do it how you want to do it, smart move.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, on to you, buddy. Back to what you've got.
All right, mate. So, 2 Points Hospital. Now, 2 Points Hospital hits consoles later this year. So, for those that don't know, 2 Points Hospital, that was a game that was released PC only last year. It's basically like one of those tycoon games where you build something from scratch and you start making money, and as you make money you can build it bigger and better and all that sort of stuff. So it's basically a hospital tycoon sort of thing, like the old roller coaster tycoons, theme parks and all that sort of stuff, the Jurassic Park and that. So basically you would build your own hospital, you're a medical expert, and you'd need more money to buy medicines to cure patients, and the more patients you would cure, the more money you would make, and build the hospital bigger and more patients and better and become extremely rich. So that game was very popular last year. It is getting released this year on console. So if you've had the pleasure of dabbling with 2 Point Hospital on PC, you will know that this healthcare simulator is one that will stick with you for months to come, and now sometime late 2019 it's coming to PS4, Xbox One and Nintendo Switch. 2 Point Hospital presents a universe of bizarre illnesses and British slapstick humour, and it is much needed prescription for a lot of hours lost on your sofa. So basically, it is a great game. I've seen a lot of people play it. I've never played it myself, but it is quite a compromising game. If you're into those kind of games, this is a gem waiting for you to discover. So console players, great news for you. It is coming out later on this year. I would thoroughly recommend it just from all the reviews that are on it, and a lot of great YouTubers have played it. They absolutely love it. And like I said, if you're into these sort of tycoon get-rich games and building, whatever, I don't even know the type of genre of the game is, but if you're right into these kind of games, ones where you bloody build shit and make money, and
I get you. So, I feel like mine would just be called Death Hospital, and I'd go bankrupt fairly quickly. I don't think I'd do well. I mean, as far as simulation and those kind of games go, I've got Jurassic World Evolution. I just set my carnivores off on people. I've got Mother Simulator. I just threw the baby out the window. I don't have a good track record with these kind of games, yet I still play them to cause destruction. So, I feel the video coming.
Yes, definitely. I see. Yes,
it's coming to console. I'm a console man, so
let's spread AIDS everywhere. Yeah.
Here, everyone, have bird flu.
Yes, we've got a bit of swine flu. Yeah.
SARS. Do you remember SARS? Do you remember? I think that came from Bali or something. SARS.
Yeah.
Or Ebola as well. Ebola had a phase, didn't it?
Yeah, all that sort of stuff. Yes.
I remember when funny, this is going completely off topic. Me and my partner were going to a fancy dress Halloween costume thing, and I went as a plague doctor, and she didn't know what to go as, so she was looking up outfits. There was an outfit that was literally called Sexy Ebola Nurse.
Classic. Perfect.
So, what the
That's
fuck?
the one!
I'm going as that!
Classic. But yeah, man, that's my third topic for the night, mate. What else you got for me?
Alright, cool. I'm just on to honourable mentions as well. So I might do honourable mentions, and then we'll get to know you a bit better.
Alright, mate. That sounds good, man.
So my honourable mentions, we mentioned a new Mortal Kombat movie was coming out. Guess what? It's gonna be R-rated. Violent game franchise. We get a violent movie adaptation. It's finally the movie we've been waiting for. Oh god, it's infamous for graphic violence, and this movie, they are literally gonna make it as violent as humanly possible. And get this. The screenwriter Greg Russo said MK will be R-rated, and for the first time ever, fatalities will finally be brought to the big screen.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm not going to say which ones. You'll just have to wait for the movie and see. So they are actually going to bring fatalities to the big screen. If I don't see someone pull their head and spinal cord out of their body, like a classic Sub-Zero. Was it Sub-Zero or was it Scorpion? It might have been Scorpion. Classic fatalities like that. Man, oh man alive, this is going to be a violent one. But you know what? It should be. In all fairness, it should be.
Definitely, man.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it now. So that's a honourable mention as well. Recently, we got a guy by the name of Brian McIntosh, a Louisiana-based member of the fighting game community there, sadly passed away at a recent gaming convention or gaming tournament. He went into the bathroom and had a seizure and was found, and although medics came to revive him, it wasn't to be. Capcom even came out and announced it all and was saddened and offered condolences. So it sucks in our community when something like that happens. You know, especially there, that really, really does suck. But they say that they believe his death was related to the water and temperature situation at the event. So no, you know, looking at a gaming screen or anything like that was responsible. Just guys, just stay safe when playing video games as well, because sitting in front of the screen sometimes isn't the greatest thing ever. But
exactly.
Fortunately, that wasn't the case. But nice of Capcom to come out and announce it and offer condolences. Really cool of them. And my last honourable mention, after 755 hours, Twilight Princess was finally beaten by a grandma, and the internet has fallen in love with her. Reddit user Miller is Chris has shared images and background info which tell the story of his grandmother's time with Link and Co. After a whopping 755 hours, she managed to beat the final boss and complete the game. Chris says he's incredibly proud of her and that she absolutely loves Zelda now, although having no backstory. She was hooked within the first hour. She literally he on his where is it? He was where was he sharing it up? Reddit. So he kept putting up posts of her progress so people could follow along, and gaming fans were pouring in to check out how she was going, and it was heartwarming to see that she'd completed it. And even the fact when she completed it, she even created her own Reddit under the name Grammy Great. So, and she was actually answering people back on Reddit on her photos and stuff like that. She got all into it, which is really awesome. And how she finished it off was onto the next Zelda game. So she's attacking something else. But it's really cool to see the older generation playing games that we play. You know, there a granny on a Nintendo Wii playing Twilight Princess, as well as her grandson getting in and you know, putting her all over Reddit. She's a popular lady now, and she's going to tackle her next Zelda game. It's cool that people even at that age can fall in love with games, you know, and franchises like ones we play. It's really cool to see. You're never too old to find new stuff. You're just not. You're just not. So that was my last honourable mention. It's pretty cool. Good on her. Good on her for doing it. 755 hours. Long ass time.
That is pretty awesome, man. That is pretty awesome.
She's committed. Also good brain training, I will say.
Brain training indeed. Amnesia, no more.
No more. Alright, back to you.
Alright, dude. Sounds good. Alright, so, as I mentioned before, Steam Top 20. So this is the current player set and peaks of today on Steam. So basically the top 20 games that are currently most popularly played on Steam at the moment. So this doesn't include any console. So this and there are games on here that are purely on Steam as well that you can't get on console.
I'm excited for this.
I'm going to very, very quickly refresh because it's live. So I'm going to very quickly refresh because as I've been going through this podcast, a couple of them have actually changed on the thing. So I'm going to start off with number 20. I'm going to make sure that I've got it.
And this is
correct.
as of July 25th, 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just for people to go and check. And
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yep, there we go. All right. So number 20 with 20,000 current players. Peak today at 24,000 was Euro Truck Simulator 2. Current players are 22,000. And peak today at 25,000 was Dead by Daylight. 23,000 to 27,000 was Sid's Mere Civilization 6. 25,000 to 28,000 Total War 3 Kingdoms. 26,000 peak today at 51,000, which there's something wrong with that stat because I know that was higher. It must have been this next stat that I'm about to read out. I know that's not right for some weird reason. It must have miscounted its peak. Its peak window must be a little bit different to what I saw earlier. But Rocket League is number 17. Not 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, no, number 16 in the top 20 of most popular games being played on Steam. So, because I know Rocket League peaked today at about 120,000. I saw that with my own eyes earlier today. So, and it usually sits around 120,000. So, but there's around about 70,000 people playing it at the moment. I think that's how it works. So next is Terraria. Then we got Source SD based 2013 multiplayer. Then we got Gary's mod, and yes, Gary's mod. And then we've got Ark Survival, and it looks like with the top 10. Number 11 is Football Manager. Top number 10, so from 10 is Monster Hunter World, very popular game.
Yep.
Number 9 is Team Fortress 2. Number 8 is Rust. Number 7 is Dota Underlords. Number 6 is Warframe. Number 5, no surprise, is Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. 6 Siege. Number 4 is Grand Theft Auto 5. Damn. Number 3, no surprise, is Counter-Strike Global Offense. Number 2, no surprise again, is Dota 2. And of course, number 1 is PlayerUnknown's Battleground, PUBG, as number 1.
Yeah.
So, man, so that is the top 20 current most popular games being played live at the moment on Steam.
It's weird. Does that doesn't count like Minecraft and Fortnite? Do they go through Steam? They don't, do they?
No, I don't think Minecraft does go through Steam. Otherwise, it'd be
They've
right
got
up.
their own server.
It'd definitely be right.
But does Fortnite?
Right. Fortnite's through Epic.
There you go. Thought so. Because I have heard the deflation of Fortnite. I don't know if that's true or not, but there's not as many people playing Fortnite anymore.
I would have. I mean, it's on a steady decline, but it's just naturally sort of people are just naturally getting over it. I'd say, which is just on a sort of slow downfall. There's not really anything else that's taken over it. But
never got into it. But I always thought it would disappear.
Yeah,
I always thought it would
got into
it. Yeah.
Never got into it, mate. So should I do my honourable mentions, or what do you think?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, cool. Because you want to do like a questionnaire thing, don't you?
I do. Yeah.
Cool. So I'll do my honourable mentions, and then you can do the questionnaire thing if you want, mate.
Yep, sounds good.
Alright, so honourable mentions, the two of them, is Oxygen Not Included is leaving early access July 30. So it's a great hand-drawn artistic little game. So after an extended stint of early access, Oxygen Not Included is set to launch next week. Developer Clay postponed the launch back in May, and it looks like it's just going to make a second launch window July by a hair's breadth. I don't know what that is. The Colony Sim has not surprisingly changed quite a bit during its 2 years in early access, sprouting new skill system which is a bit more micromanagement and intensive, loads of new things to construct, including ranch buildings for the alien critters, and can rear and automation system that lets you use logic gates and sensors to make things more efficient. So oxygen not included. It's basically it's very highly artistic sort of crafty sort of like survival game sort of thing.
Cool.
It looks pretty cool. So I haven't seen too much on it, but it looks pretty cool. I mean, it's been early access for 2 years. I like hearing games coming out of early access from long periods of time. They go into mainstream because that means they've had a lot of success and they've got a lot of good player base and all that sort of stuff. So, World War 3, I've been meaning to look at updates on World War 3. That's been in early access for almost a year. That was rumoured to be in early access for about a year to 18 months. So when that goes mainstream, that's going to be pretty cool as well. So things like that. And of course, my other honourable mention is that basically Eurogamer online magazine has released its ratings of the best gaming mouse that you can get. So if you're out there looking for a new gaming mouse, it's got its ratings of the best gaming mouse, the most affordable gaming mouse that's good quality, the alternatives, and the best cheap one and all that sort of stuff. So starting off with the best gaming mouse that you could buy within quality and price and all that sort of stuff is the glorious Model O. The alternative to that one is basically you can get the Pixart 3389, which is almost the same price, but it's a good alternative. The best cheap gaming mouse is the SteelSeries Rival 110, which is really good. Oh, and the price of these, is that $50 US, which works out to be $80 Australian, and the alternative is $49 US, which again about $80 Australian. The best cheap gaming mouse is SteelSeries is $27 USA, which is about $65 Australian. The best wireless gaming mouse is the Crosshair Iron Claw RGB wireless, which is about $80 US, which is about 115 or something like 120 Australian. Best premium gaming mouse is the Logitech G Pro wireless. That's 136 USA, which is about 200 Australian. Most comfortable gaming mouse, which is a Logitech G502 Lightspeed. That's 150 US, which is about 230 Australian. Best gaming mouse for small hands and ambidextrous apparently is the BenQ Zowie FK2. They do good monitors as well actually. Is 60 US, which is about $100 Australian. Best gaming mouse for large hands is the Crosshair Glaive Pro, $70 US. Best MMO mouse is Razer. I was about to say something bad then. The Razer Naga Trinity, 77 USA. And the best office mouse for gaming is the Microsoft Pro Intel mouse. Bugger that. But yeah, so if you're out buying a new mouse, that is on the Eurogamer page.
Is a large gaming mouse called a large gaming rat? It should be.
I see where you're coming from. I see what you're saying.
It should be called the rat.
The rat. It's the rat. I don't have a mouse. I have a rat. I have a rat. Best gaming mouse for large hands. It's the rat. It's the street rat. It's the New York street rat.
As the rat.
Yes, the rat. It's the weasel. It's the bandicoot. I don't know. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yes, but yeah. So that's man. That's the best gaming mouses money can buy, and updated as of July 24th this year.
Sweet.
Yes, nice. But that is my honourable mentions, mate.
All right, cool. Let's play a little bit of a game, hey.
Okay.
Let's play. Let's get to know your host, Mr. NASG Gameplays.
Okay.
You're in the spotlight, ready. The lights coming on. No one can see it because we're an audio show, but there you go. The light is on you.
Goodney. Okay.
All right. You may open your eyes, and hopefully it doesn't hurt. So I'm just going to ask you a bunch of questions so people can get to know you, because we talk about some games we like, but this is just you don't need to put too much thought into these questions. I thought people just might want to get to know you a bit. The podcast is mainly your idea. It's the brainchild. This is your brainchild. So let's get to know you a little bit. Well, I know some of the answers of these, but some people might not.
Okay.
Start off with a complete easy one. Your favorite game of all time?
That would have to be Frogger. Rocket League.
Yeah. It had to be.
But funny, a fun fact though, that's only changed recently. Honestly, that only changed recently. Probably only really within this year, I've decided to say that Rocket League, because I mean it's my most played game. It's the game I talk about all the time. It's a game I've decided after playing it for about 3 years, I'm never going to get it out of my library. I keep playing different games. I always come back to Rocket League, and I've decided that I'd love to turn pro at it. And like I said, I keep playing it. I mean, it's so relatable to real life when it comes to disciplines. That if you want to turn pro in a game, how much discipline it involves to, train all the time and all that sort of stuff. And so, like I said, for many years, Last of Us, Skyrim, Grand Theft Auto 5 were my favourite games, along with games I played when I was younger, like Lilac Wars and GoldenEye. Those games would always pop up. But recently, only really just probably this year. Really, I've decided Rocket League is my favourite game.
Sweet. Alright then. What's a really popular game everyone seems to love, but you just fucking hate?
Well, of course I have to say Fortnite. That's one of them. And most likely, and Fortnite, and of course, probably Minecraft. I mean, I don't exactly hate them. I just can't do it. I just can't do crafting games. I just can't grind. I don't know how people do it. I don't know. My mate's a really big Ark fan. I just don't know. I just don't know how. I just don't know. My cousin played about 600 hours of Minecraft. I just don't know how. I just don't. Even Skyrim. I love Skyrim. But I used to. I didn't hate it, but I used to hate doing all the blacksmithing. Yeah. And all that sort of stuff. So. I used to just get through it as quick as I bloody could. So it was good to upgrade your armor and get really cool armor. But once you got that, you can't upgrade your armor for a while. Yeah, you just got over it. So, but no, I just can't get into it. Just can't do it.
All right. Have you ever pretended to be sick or lied to someone so you could play a video game?
I'm going to say yes.
I knew it. Has a game storyline ever made you cry?
Made me cry? No, not made me cry. Got pretty close to. It got really close.
Last of Us?
No, believe it or not, no. Because that scene where Joel's daughter dies... Spoilers, if you have never played Last of Us. That's too early. You just don't really... You're sort of still going, what the fuck's going on? And, okay, someone's dying. Righto. That's what it's like. Don't get me wrong, it's sad. But there's no connection. There's no rapport with the characters yet at that stage. If that scene happened later on, halfway through the game, mate, I reckon I would have boiled, for sure. Yeah. But no, in particular... The game where I came really close, I actually was legit really close, was Season 1 of the Walking Dead point-and-click game that I played. And there's a scene where you become really good friends with a father and a mother, and they've got like a little boy with them, and he's like 8 years old or something like that, or 10 years old. And he's a cool little kid, just happy-go-lucky, cool little kid, bright and bubbly, and wants to help out. Sort of one of those kids that are sort of annoying in the way all the time, and that because your main character also not adopts, but sort of helps save this other little young shy girl who's probably like in her early teens. Her name's Clementine, which sounds like a bloody hay fever tablet if you ask me. Get your Clementine when you have your hay fever. So anyway, that's supposed to be funny. I haven't lost it. Oh, there you go. Now you laugh. So
I was just laughing at your wait, he didn't laugh at that. Like,
you're supposed to laugh. That's your part. Will you laugh? I'm going to add laughing sound effects now. Your empty void.
Here we go.
So, anyway, so for those people out there that have played Walking Dead Season 1 point-and-click game, would know the scene I'm talking about. For those that don't, so you end up meeting a group of people because you want to survive because the zombie apocalypse literally have only just happened, and everyone's still confused. Everyone's trying to figure out what's going on, and everyone's realizing that you get bitten by a zombie, you'll turn into one yourself, and all this sort of stuff. and there's a scene where, again, the group's on the run and they get attacked by zombies. And without realizing it, the boy gets bitten, and the mum and dad are like, "Oh no, I know. What do we do? What the fuck?" And maybe some of them were like clinging to hope that maybe he wouldn't turn, maybe something wouldn't happen. But he was getting more and more sick. And your character is actually a really good guy. He's a good guy, but he's brutal. He's a man with a plan. He's a man on a mission.
Yeah.
And if something needs to get done, he'll do it. And that's his character. I can't remember his name, but that's his character. So anyway, there's a scene where the mum and dad have realised that the boy is literally moments away from turning into a zombie, and they've decided to themselves, what are we going to do? We don't want to see our son turn into a zombie. I know that he wouldn't. What do we do? And your character suggests that they kill him. They shoot him with a gun, shoot him in the head and kill him before he turns into a zombie. And the mum and dad like, we can't fucking do that. There's no way we can do that. And your character goes, I'll do it. You don't have to do it. You don't have to watch. You have to do nothing. I'll take him into the woods. I'll put him on the ground, or I'll tie him to a tree. I can't remember what he says, and I'll shoot him. I'll kill him. I'll kill him for you. I'll do it. And the parents go, fucking, they're kind of like, no, don't, but they know it's got to be done. And the parents go, okay, do it. Let's do it. So you grab the boy and you start walking off, and the mum goes, no, I have to do it. I'm his mum. I have to do it. And then, so, okay, no worries. Do you want us to be there with you, or do you want to go on your own? The mum agrees to go on her own. Even the father wouldn't go. The father said goodbye to the boy or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember. But the mum went off on her own. And then you hear 2 gunshots, not one. And you think, well, that's a bit weird. And you go and investigate, and the mum, not only has she shot her boy, but she shot herself.
Oh, and she couldn't live with it?
And couldn't live with it. And the father just went, oh my fucking God, my son and my wife have just both killed themselves, because the father didn't expect the mother to kill herself. She just expected to shoot the son. So the father's lost his wife and his son.
Jesus Christ.
And me being a father as well at the time, even though this game's quite old, but Tanisha would have been about, I don't know, Jesus, when was I playing that game? God, Tanisha might have been about 3 or 4. Yeah. Being a father myself, I related to that moment of you can't, when you have kids, you can't help but to imagine putting yourself into these scenarios. What would you do in that position?
Yeah.
And that moment had me. That moment got me. That really got me. I was bloody close to tearing up. I was pretty close. Maybe something might have trickled a little bit, but not to the point.
Yeah.
But no, that it was sort of traumatized me a little bit, and I was like, fuck. But that game was very immersive. That game really got me in quite a lot of areas.
Yeah.
To be honest, but yeah, that one scene that was fucked.
All right, cool, man. All right, we're running out of time, so go through these as quick as you can. All right. What's your favorite game genre?
Oh, Jesus. That's a good question. Because Rocket League doesn't really have a genre. But to be honest, it's RPG story. RPG story-based. Story-based.
Cool.
Yes, story-based RPGs.
All right.
Have to take that.
What's your favourite song from a video game?
Favourite song for a video game?
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I still to this day love the Skyrim theme soundtrack. The Skyrim theme song. That's
cool.
great. Yeah, it's a great song.
All right. If you could have any power of a video game character, who would it be?
Healing. Has to be healing.
Cool.
I would love to be able to heal anyone, any moment, anytime, anything.
Who is your favourite villain from a video game?
That will have to be Alduin.
Okay.
He's the bad dragon or bad wyvern in Skyrim.
Cool. Fair enough. Okay. In your opinion, what is the worst game of all time that you've played?
That's a tough one. Shit. Probably would have to be... I don't know. I don't really have one, but one probably close to it would have to be No Man's Sky.
Oh, a couple of podcasts ago, that was a great conversation on No Man's Sky.
Yes, it was.
Okay, 2 more. If video games didn't exist anymore, what would you be doing?
It's a great question. I probably would still be training, so I'd probably be still doing Muay Thai of some sort, as a hobby. So martial arts or something as some sort. Still be doing that sort of stuff. But I don't know. To be honest, it'd be something like that. It'd be something like that. To be honest, something sporty, playing golf. Yeah, playing golf regularly. I used to love playing golf all the time, but I don't anymore. Yeah.
And last question. Would you give up video games for life and receive $1 million, or would you refuse the money?
So repeat that question one more time, because you did cut out a little bit. One more time.
Okay. If you were offered $1 million to never play video games again, would you take the money or would you turn it down?
No, of course I wouldn't take the money. No fucking way. What are you, crazy?
I wouldn't take the money either.
No,
video games have learnt me more in life than $1 million would.
$10 million? No. However, if someone said to me, if one of my kids was sick, and it said to me, I can make your kid instantly better if you stop playing games, absolutely, 100%. But no, money cannot buy the joy that I get from gaming.
Yeah, fair play. All right, then, let's go to our segments then and finish off this podcast, eh?
We shall, mate. So,
all right,
you are going to do your This Day in Gaming?
Yes. So throw them back to 1998.
You're going to do your little jingle?
Oh, yeah. Cue the jingle.
Oh, yeah, so cue the jingle.
Today in video game history. Yeah, it gets better every time.
Yeah,
it gets better every
like
time.
It. Yeah, I like it. That's pretty good, man. I quite like it. I mean, mine's the same. Always the same. Good old boring me being the same thing. But yours is pretty good. I like that.
All right, N64, 1998. It was the Australian release date of said great game, Banjo-Kazooie.
Yes, I remember when that game came out.
Not to mention,
insane.
An honourable mention as well. 2003, a damn good game came out, and probably the best of its 3-game franchise, F-Zero GX on the GameCube. Same day, but 5 years on. Arguably the best F-Zero game. I miss F-Zero. Oh, I'm wanting a Switch release.
So I liked the SNES version. I played the SNES
F-Zero. Oh god, yeah, it was great, wasn't it? It was a fantastic game. But that's today in gaming. 99 Banjo-Kazooie and some F-Zero. Not a bad day. Not a bad day at all.
Did you ever play Wipeout on PlayStation?
I did.
That was a good game. I was blown away by the physics of that game. How you could go up the side and all that sort of go through the tunnels,
crazy.
And go sideways up the tunnels, and that was great.
Insane, absolutely insane.
Cool. Yes. All right, 18 years ago. So, do you feel old yet? Are you ready? It was 18 years ago. So, like a whole entire birth child, like a whole entire adult. 18 years ago.
Yeah, alright.
That was Max Payne was released in 2001. The original Max Payne. The dark-sided protagonist.
Wow.
Mr. Max Payne was more or less invented.
I've never played Max Payne myself. But
neither have I, but I know a bit about it, if that makes sense. But
yes. Wow, that's crazy. That's insane. And also, The Walking Dead episode 1 came out on the PS2 and PS3 in 2012 on this day. Was that the game you were referring to?
It may have been, but I actually didn't. No, I didn't see that actually. I actually didn't see it because once I started scrolling up, I was like, I was too young But you don't really do you feel old yet when it's like less than 6 years?
Well, yeah, it's not do you feel old yet. Yeah, I mean, on the release days on this day as well, you had Five Nights at Freddy's 4, as well as a few that were released on this day. Crazy how many actually were. When you look at July 25th, a lot of games came out.
Yeah, man.
All right, dude. I think that wraps us up, doesn't it?
Yes, I think that is, mate. I think we are all finished. So, mate, that is really awesome. So, everybody, you are all up to date on the latest PC console, retro, and Nintendo, and of course, you have been all filled in by our local retro expert, Jace. Thanks very much for joining me always, man. Buddy. I appreciate you being on board. And of course, as always, I will leave a link in the description to Jason616's channel. Go and check out all his retro content. You'll be updated more on UGE as time goes along. As always, I'll leave a link in the description to our group and Facebook page. And of course, Jace.
Yep, I'll do the same. Down below, you can check out NASG Gameplays. Go over to his channel and check out some of his content, as well as find Universal Game Events Facebook group down below, so join our community, bitches.
Yes, for sure. But like I said, apart from that, you're all up to date, and we'll see you all next JayNAS Podcast. Bye.
See ya.